What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But stay on this video. I think this one's going to be important, especially for the people who like to follow trends. So y'all read the title of the video. And before I even get into the topic, though, I do want to say thank you guys. 150 subscribers. I'm pretty hyped about that. So this video's topic, as you read from the title, is going to be my opinions on pistol optics and whether they're really a necessity. Now, of course, when I say a necessity, I mean what the definitive term of necessity is, which means like a need. Do you need a optic on your pistol for defensive purposes? Now, granted, I will say there, and I'll give y'all a short answer right now. No, you don't. I'll explain why, and I'll run it through all four situations, of course. However, you don't need an optic. I'll honestly say the only thing that I would argue as far as in the gun world that you might need an optic for outside of hunting would be competition. Now I will say that's strictly in the lifestyles that we're currently living in. I truly can picture an optic being real helpful in a shit hits the fan situation. However, we all know that once those batteries run out, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to, recharge that shit, or, it's going to be unlikely to get more. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with a home defense situation. I will say that, and here's the thing, I'm speaking as somebody who has zero. You see this number right here I'm making on my hand? This is a big, fat zero. I have zero experience with pistol optics. I'll openly say that. They look dope. They seem real cool. They seem like they, could be very useful if you get used to it. However, that's kind of one of the downsides to it, is that you have to really get the hang of it in order to be good with an optic on your pistol. Now, that of course goes with iron sights. That's, that honestly goes with aiming anything, generally speaking. However, there's a few issues I have with them, right? So start with home defense. I can see it being decently useful, as far as you hear someone break in, you turn the corner, you might be able to get some shots on target quicker than normal if you, trained with your red dot, or yeah, we'll just say red dot, we'll just say optic just to be fair, because most people who are going to put optic on their pistols, most likely just going to be a red dot. Back to what I was getting at though, is, turn, get your fucking pistol on target a little bit quicker, because the optic, yeah, I can see that possibly being useful. However, that's something you really have to train for. So there's that. I mean, I can't picture there being too many plus sides to having an optic on your pistol in a home defense situation in particular. You know what I mean? I could see, okay, yeah, it might be a little helpful, just get your pistol on target a bit quicker. And granted, I will say when seconds matter, you need to be milliseconds faster. That's the truth. Really? Really? This woman does spend more damn money on motherfucking Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Oh, Jesus. She act like I don't get these emails telling me when money's spent on my PlayStation. Well, my PlayStation. Don't argue with me. Let me, babe. Oh God. So back to what I was getting to. Home defense. That's realistically the only benefit I could see to it. And that's once again if you have trained really, really well. Now, another thing to think about is in pretty much all of these situations, your life is most likely going to be on the line. If not, then I don't see it being really necessary to use your firearm. But with your life being on the line, do you think you're going to remember 100% to, oh yeah, red dot, or optic, whatever the fuck y'all want me to say? I don't care at this point. I'm going to say whatever. I'm about to say I'm a grown ass man. I'm going to do whatever I want. As I was saying though, no, in most situations where your life is on the line, you might forget. So that's kind of why you train as much as you do, even with irons, let alone having an optic on there. it's going to be a bit more difficult, especially if you were used to irons for years and years and years, and then you finally start getting into optics on your pistols. It's going to be an issue. Excuse me. So we're going to go ahead and move on from the home defense because that's realistically all I can get into on that. We're going to go into concealed carry. I actually have a couple of issues with this. So in most, situations where you're using your firearm outside of your home defensively, they're generally speaking pretty quick situations. Now, if y'all have seen the video on my, opinion on the rule of threes, I think that's bullshit. I wouldn't say, it all happens in 3 seconds. I would make the argument though that no matter how quickly or slowly it happens, the adrenaline that's going to go through your body will not make you will not be able to accurately guess the time frame is what I will tell you just based off the adrenaline. All right, you could have been sitting there for 10 seconds and it would have felt like 10 minutes for you depending on how much adrenaline was going through your body. So with just that simple matter of fact that it's like, okay, in these situations you're just going to be how quick they are, you're going to be able to you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be able to do that. I mean, now I will say, once again, you can prove me wrong strictly with training. All right. I'm not disagreeing at that point by any standard. That would be stupid of me to say so. Because we can all agree here that realistically, if you put your mind to it, you can do almost anything. They're of course physical capabilities, guys. Another thing I have an issue with as far as the concealed carry situation goes, having an optic on your pistol, is that I've heard of and seen situations where people's shirts, as they're trying to draw, gets caught on their optic. That ends up costing them a lot of time. They end up getting shot. Some of them got killed. Some of them got lucky enough to get away. It's a very it's something you don't realistically want to deal with in a situation like that, especially one outside of your home where it's like, okay, I'm out and about. Most people don't have the concept that I do where it's like, oh yeah, maybe it's a good idea in certain situations to have more than one gun on me, and they just consistently will only carry one. Okay, well, yeah, if that's the case, you only got your one gun. You want to be able to use it as quickly as you can if you need to, and you're sure getting caught up on an optic probably isn't the best for that particular, I guess, skill that you're trying to achieve. I think that about covers it though for concealed carry in particular. It's not very practical. Uh, Now we're gonna move on from concealed carry to more of an animal defense situation. I guess this would technically include hunting, as well. Where, as I said, we can agree that an optic, maybe I wouldn't say pistol optics in particular, but optics overall, are very helpful, for hunting. We can agree there, but pistol optics, I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody realistically doing any form of hunting with, with their pistol and they got their optic on it. Not, no, so when it comes to defending yourself against an animal and having an optic on your pistol, I think it's just gonna be a hindrance. Realistically speaking, it's not gonna help you in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? If the animal's a decent distance away, then yeah, I can see it being helpful. Other than that, though, I don't get how it could be helpful to you. I don't see what benefit it could even remotely provide if the animal's even remotely up close to you. I feel like people seem to think, oh yeah, well, I'm just so fast I can, I can draw, aim, pull the trigger before the animal even moves an inch. And it's like, dog, you can think that. You can think that, but the truth of the matter is that, for example, I'll take my dog. Her breed can run up to 45 miles an hour, when they're fully grown. So it's like, I can guarantee you, if you're dealing with an animal that's maybe like that, that they're known for being fast, then yeah, you're probably fucking screwed, buddy. You see what I mean? It just wouldn't be helpful. I can't see it being helpful, And once again, it's I'm not shitting on them. I don't think I ever even said that in this video. I'm not shitting on them by any standard. I just don't see a benefit for them, or at least for having optics on pistols outside of competition. I realistically don't even see the benefit for it when it comes to hunting. I think it's more so just a trend thing. People see their favorite YouTubers do it, and y'all got to remember these YouTubers. By the way, they're trying to hit targets that are like 100 yards out, 50 yards out with their fucking pistols. They're doing shit that y'all aren't fucking doing most of the time, bro. And I'm not saying don't get an optic. You're a grown individual. You can do whatever you want to do with your money. That's on you. However, I'm just saying that it seems like there should be a more utilitarian use for it than what most people are getting it for. Most people are just like, oh, yeah, it looks so cool. And it's like, yeah, I mean, they do look cool. I'm not saying they don't. I just don't think they're very practical or beneficial when it comes to a self-defense situation. Now, as I said, there are exceptions to the matter. There's no doubt about that. I'm not disagreeing there. But just overall, I couldn't see it. Because think about it like this. Let's say, we're going to move on to Shit's a Fan in a second, right? Actually, I'll go over that in a second. Hold on. So let me finish up animal defense real quick. As I mentioned before, I just don't think it would be the best because unless your animal's a decent distance away, what benefit is that optic going to give you? If the animal's already all up on you, you're not going to be looking, you're not going to be sitting there trying to fucking aim through your optic. Damn, I got bad fucking bug bite. Oof. All right. Back to what I was saying, though. We're going to move on to Shit's a Fan or SHTF. And this is going to be a perfect example of what I mean, right? Even in an SHTF, the only time I picture a pistol optic being good is if maybe you're out on like a hike trying to, scavenge for some shit or something, and that's all you could take with you maybe or something like that. I could see that possibly being helpful in that particular situation. However, that's only if the target or the threat is a good distance away still. You see what I mean here? Now, let's say you see, a threat that for a fact is coming to you. There may be 30, 40, 50 yards away, right? Even more. But you see they're coming for you. You know what's happening. If you have that much time, why in the flying fuck would you not just grab a rifle that has an optic on it? Or even if you don't have an optic on your rifle, we all know that rifles are much more accurate and are able to, provide much more energy to the to the threat or to the target at a further distance than a pistol would. Why would you not do that? I don't know. That's just my thought process on it. You see what I mean? As I said before, guys, I really don't have any, experience with pistol optics. However, I just don't see what they could really bring to the table for a defensive purpose other than maybe a home defense situation where you're like, hey, I might be able to get, my firearm on target quicker. I might be able to get it right there, be able to get the shots on target. Okay, good. You can do that. Fine. I could see that being a little benefit right there. You could also do the same thing with irons, if you just trained or put in the same amount of effort. Yeah. But to each their own. That's fine. But other than that, I just don't see, the necessity for a pistol optic. I really don't. And once again, I'm not even saying, oh, don't get one because I'm planning on getting one soon. The next pistol I plan on getting is going to be a Glock 45 MOS, so that way I can get so that way I can get an optic on my pistol. You see what I mean? Hell, if I wanted to, realistically, I could send one of my firearms out, to get it to where I could have an optic on it. That's not a problem. I just don't want to right now. I'm not hating on them. I don't think they're bad. I just don't see the general purpose for defensive uses. They can be fun. They look cool. They would be great for competition. They're cool for the range, things like that. Sure. Other than that, though, I think that's about it on the pros for them. So just let me know what y'all think of this video. Something I haven't said yet. Y'all been waiting for it. I'm sure you have. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And because you agree with me that there's not really a necessity for a pistol optic for a defensive purpose, Go and check out the podcast channel, Adam's channel, Centerfire Podcast, Gun Nut TV. And you know what? Even if you disagree with me, still go check them out. We got days worth of content on each of those channels. Quit playing with me. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.